It's an experience many parents dread. Your daughter comes home from school, runs to her room, and slams the door. You can tell she's been crying and is upset about something, and when you finally coax her out of her room and sit down and talk to her, she pulls out this crumpled paper stuffed in her bag with a big red letter F at the top. And you knew she was struggling a little bit in school, but you weren't really sure exactly what she was struggling with. And what could you do to help her? Is a tutor the right answer? Well, sometimes a tutor may be helpful, but in other cases, tutors don't really get to the root of the problem. Toru Kumon was in a similar situation with his own son, who came home with a poor test grade, and he knew that he wanted to really help his son. And so he knew that in order to help his son, he didn't need to just teach him the equations in order to be prepared for the test, but he wanted to teach him in a way that he was able to develop the skills to be able to figure these things out on his own. And so the math teacher Toru Kumon created his own program to help his son learn these skill sets and be prepared with math all the way through calculus. Kumon differs from tutoring in several different ways. If you're looking for after-school tutoring, you may actually find that Kumon better fits your needs. What are the reasons, you may ask? Well, here are the reasons. First, tutoring may not get to the root of the problem of where and why your child is struggling. Secondly, Kumon identifies where your child's learning started to fall behind. Thirdly, tutoring can be passive learning, whereas Kumon really teaches self-learning and helps give them the skill sets to succeed. Fourth, tutoring ends when a child catches up or once they've studied for their test, and Kumon keeps them advancing in their skill sets and in their learning. Finally, Kumon is an ongoing learning enrichment program, not just a tutoring center. Every student starts in Kumon by taking a placement test, so we know what they're comfortable with in any areas that maybe are a little bit challenging. And when they do start the program, we start them in something that's more comfortable, even easy, so that as they learn how the program works, they're also building really good study skills to prepare them when they start to reach more challenging content. Then, students progress incrementally, step by step, as they're learning the math or reading concepts. We focus on ensuring that no concepts are skipped. A student may conceptually understand the steps for how to solve a division problem, but if they are struggling with subtraction, they may still be getting the problems wrong. So we want to really identify those gaps and go in and fill those gaps so that their learning is smoother and they're much more confident. Kumon ensures that these learning gaps are filled so that a student who is learning factorization, for example, isn't hampered by poor division skills. Kumon students don't just learn math and reading. They learn really important study skills, and that's why it's so important to have a comfortable and perfect starting point for them. So as they're learning these skills, they're able to focus on their speed and completing the worksheet quickly without losing focus. And they're able to develop confidence, seeing that they can get 100% or really great scores on work in subjects that maybe they were struggling with before. And they learn the importance of consistency, doing a little bit of study every day so that they can see how they're able to improve with daily practice. As your child advances through the program, they'll eventually encounter more challenging material. And the really exciting thing about Kumon is if you give them the opportunity to try and let them figure it out on their own, even if it may take them a few tries, or even if they get a little bit frustrated, we want to let them experience that in solving on their own so that they get that excitement and their proud moment of, oh my gosh, I did it after so much hard work. And Kumon instructors are there to guide and to help give them the necessary skills and tools in order to be able to solve and cheer them on along the way. And eventually your child will become more confident, realizing that they're able to accomplish anything as long as they put in some effort. In Kumon, the goal for students is to start studying above grade level once we have filled in the learning gaps. When students start to study above grade level, They're able to learn how to use worksheet clues or study previous problems in order to figure things out on their own that they've never seen before. They truly learn how to overcome difficult situations and develop grit. Because students move at their own pace in Kumon, they can move as quickly or slowly as needed in each of the concepts. Advanced students often find that schoolwork becomes really easy because we've gone over concepts here in Kumon before they see them in school, which frees up time for students to participate in extracurricular activities like music or sports. Additionally, when they're able to study more advanced curriculum, they're able to find that any problem can be easy when they practice and put some time and thought into the process. The potential of a Kumon student is definitely unlimited. Kumon isn't always the answer. When you're helping your child study for a test or you have limited time to finish out a class, Kumon may not be the best answer. It may be worth it to have them go to a tutor who can help them understand a few problems or study for next week's test. Similarly, while Kumon will help give your child the skill sets to study for a test, Kumon is not tailored to any specific test. So if they're studying for SATs or an upcoming math test in 3rd grade, a tutor may be the right option for you. Kumon is not a quick fix. It takes time and it takes effort, but the results are amazing if you stick to the program and you work hard at practicing every day, gaining skill sets and knowledge. By studying every day, your child can develop the skills they need to not only start to ace their tests and ace the next class, but to be able to continue to be successful in their long-term education. Why would you put a bucket under a leaky roof when you can fix the faucet or you can fix the roof? Thank you so much for watching. My name is Chelsea Irwin, or Mrs. Chelsea, and I'm the instructor here at Kumon Tempe-South. Feel free to reach out to us and let us know how we can help you and your child.